All right, Terrifics, this is the start of day 2 at CES Asia in Shanghai, China. I'm Michael Arches, you are the Terrifics, and you're watching your continuing coverage of CES Asia on BeTerrific, at BeTerrific TV, on all social media. We've made it over to the Intel booth. Intel does some amazing stuff. I know you're all big fans. A lot of you build your own PCs. We do too, for all sorts of stuff around the studio. And we recently picked up an Alienware with an external box that allows it to have a graphics card external. So you have the portability of a laptop, but you can take a desktop graphics card with you for gaming and for all sorts of applications. We've got a GTX 980 in there from NVIDIA. Philip is joining us. Hey, Philip.
How are you, sir? I'm doing well.
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yeah, so let me tell you a little about what we have over here. So we have the performance that's really driven by our Core i7 series, and what we have right over here is a beautiful machine that is a mod rig, and within that is the Core i7, along with that Intel SSD, and we're playing multiple different Chinese games. So if you're a big gamer, definitely check out Monster Hunter Online, Moonlight Blade, King of Wushu, and Revolution. These are a lot of games that maybe your American viewers aren't familiar with, but they definitely should. You were playing on them earlier. What did you think?
I thought it was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun, and I actually found that they were pretty easy to get into, where a lot of computer gaming, PC gaming for me is a little bit of a challenge. I'm more of a console guy.
Yeah, so one of the great things that you were mentioning before is this machine right over here, which has the external graphics cards, right? So what I'm actually holding in my hand right now is the insides of that. So you take your GPU and you just go ahead and slide that in, and it's connected through with the Thunderbolt connection. So the great thing about that is universal, right? And it's really pushing forward to that next standard. And of course, it's being powered by a Core i7 processor on the inside. So that's the Razer Blade Stealth.
So that's a Razer Blade Stealth, but it'll work with any laptop that has Thunderbolt. Is that correct?
That's the plan, yes. But right now, as you know, not all the connections are with Thunderbolt, but we're really pushing towards that new standard because we're hoping for ubiquity across everything.
And Thunderbolt is really, at this point, it's a USB connection through Thunderbolt. Is that correct?
Correct.
So originally, Apple had their own proprietary connector, and now it's kind of becoming a USB 3 connector.
Right, so that way you wouldn't have to have multiple different chargers for different devices, right? So this is about 500 USD in regards to the actual box itself, and then you can buy whatever graphics card you want inside. So it's coming as a set, right? So you have your Razer Blade Stealth, and then you can buy the Razer Core off by itself as well.
And they make great laptops, Razer. One of the things that I like about them is that their laptops are very thin, but yet ready for gaming.
Yeah, so as you can see, right, super thin profile. This is the 14-inch one. The 12-inch one we had yesterday, which is even thinner and lighter. It's actually so thin, as you can see on the backside here, it actually has an indentation within where the actual LED display is. So it's pretty fantastic. Definitely want to come and check that out.
Very cool. And getting back to that custom-built PC over there, that box is something spectacular as well, and so is the cooling element in it, isn't it?
Yeah, so this same thing over here, if you're looking at it, you have the water cool system really to keep the temperatures low, right? We have our Core i7 K series in there, so it's overclocked. So yeah, it generates some heat, but we want to make sure that keeps it cool, and that's why we have the beautiful system with the water cool system.
The water cooled, though, both of these are different than other water cooled systems I've seen, and so are the cases. Can you talk a little bit about that? A local Chinese company has made these?
Yeah, so it's InWin, and actually you can find these on Tmall today. So whether the components themselves are actually fully built the way that they are, they're through one of our local suppliers.
Very cool, beautiful, beautiful the way it's done. All right, so what do we have over here exactly?
So we're playing multiple different games. It's the same type of system. What you see is you have the radiator here. This actually cools the water as it pumps it all the way through, right? So it touches your CPU, your GPU, and goes all the way through. It's a fantastic system. Later on stage, we'll also have two other mods. One's an Iron Man mod, which is pretty fantastic. It's got the red and gold. And then we also have a Super Micro build. So Super Micro, right, is normally known for their server-side business. They're starting to get into the gaming business, and of course with that, are choosing the best processors out there, the Core i7s, really driving that performance that we're talking about here today.
How many cores can we go to? We use machines that are 6 cores. I believe you can go all the way up to 12. Is that the highest?
So you have some that are hyper-threaded, right? So it really depends on what your use cases are. If you want to have multiple different applications running, so if you're photo editing and then rendering graphics and playing games, right? Having the hyper-thread is really, really important, right?
Yeah, that's what we do. We do live video switching and all sorts of other things, video editing. We've got the hyper-threading.
Right, exactly. So I believe it goes up to about 8 cores with the Hyper-Thread 16. And once again, it really depends on what your usage is, right? You can have as many cores as you need, but if you're not using them all, why do you want them? We of course would love for you to have as many cores. That helps our bottom line, but we want to make sure that your experience is perfect to what you're trying to drive for.
Excellent. And all of these gaming machines, even this laptop can do 60 frames?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. You've got the Asus over there, or Asus. Now, technically it's Asus, right? Is that correct? Is that the correct pronunciation? I know a lot of people have trouble with it.
Yeah, it's the Asus. So this, like you said, was the ROG, right? It's the Republic of Gamer. And so it's beautiful. It's one of my favorites. We have another computer out here. It's the MSI G72, which is also fantastic. So MSI is a Taiwanese company, and it's 22 millimeters thin. It's fantastic. That will also be on the spotlight later on. It's a beautiful machine.
One of the things about this, though, is the fans and the cooling ability for a gaming laptop. Very important.
Definitely. I mean, if you want to take a look on the backside, right? It's got some heavy exhaust systems right there. But once again, right, if you want to play it, it's amazing responsiveness. It's all about the speed and the skill that you have in bringing that responsiveness to your gaming environment.
And so for the Razer, it might not have the same cooling, but a little bit more portability. This is like having a mobile desktop, basically. But you've got the fans, which is really important.
Right, definitely. And that's the reason why the Razer core is so important, right? So you're actually bringing that GPU outside of it, so it doesn't need to have that cooling component inside the laptop, right? That modular computing that we're really driving for. So you don't need to have a huge desktop if you don't want it. You can just have the external graphics and then upgrade that as need be instead of ripping everything apart and putting it back in.
Excellent. Thank you so much for showing us this stuff. I know you have some more around the corner. Should we take a peek?
Yeah, let's go ahead. So let me talk to you a little bit about what we have back there. This side is the performance, right? So that's driving about our Core i7s. The next part is really the experience of gaming. That's really bringing forward the personalization of gaming. So we have things based on our RealSense technology. That RealSense camera takes a 3D60 picture of your face and actually drops it into the game itself. So if you're familiar with Fallout 4, it's a huge popular game in the States. We're actually taking your face and then dropping it as the character so you can save the world as you instead of someone else.
I would love to do that. Can we do that?
Yeah, let's go on over. All right, so what you're seeing out there, folks, is Michael is actually getting his bus taken, and that's with a Lenovo tablet that has a RealSense camera inside. The RealSense camera, of course, is owned by Intel, and that's with the R200. And so what he's doing is he's getting a 360-degree viewpoint of his bus from his shoulders on up, and we're actually going to drop that right on into the game of Fallout 4. So we're actually partnered with a French company called Uranium. They're the ones who actually have this platform that builds into different games. And what we're actually doing, of course, is using our RealSense camera technology to power the ability to capture images and then send it into the cloud for them to render into a way to then drop into the game. Now the really cool thing here is in the past, things like this, you would actually just put your face on and they would stretch it while they animated. But this piece actually does multiple different points all over your face, and it maps it onto a grid that then allows you to animate the face in a way that does not stretch and distort. So you'll actually be able to see Michael as he's talking. It will actually look realistic. His expressions will be realistic. It's going to be a fantastic experience that's never been really done before. And of course, that's being made by Intel. We're really driving not only performance, once again, with our Core i7s, but also, of course, with the experience of a personalization of gaming using things like the RealSense technology that we have here at Intel. So I hope you really enjoy that. And once again, you'll see Michael. He'll be able to swing around and showcase his bus all the way in a 360-degree viewpoint. So I'm going to turn it back over to Michael.
Thank you very much, Philip. So this is super cool. I just sat there for a minute. I imagine you could do this at home with your friends and put your friends or yourself into the game.
Right. Yeah, so the idea is the partner that we have is Uranium, right? They are building a platform that connects to different games. So they've started out with Fallout 4, and of course using our hardware, they're able to bring in whoever you want, right? So it could be you, your mom, your dad, friends, family, however you would like. But yeah, making a personalization for you.
And so you just need, a tablet with a camera, I guess, and a certain app.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the RealSense camera. So this one has an R200 in it. We have multiple different series, and there's also developer kits online. So if you want to actually use this camera and do different things, for one of the great applications is actually for broadcasting and live streaming. So if you're a big Twitch person, right, we actually have this camera. It actually cuts out the background. So it's just your shoulders on up. So this is a great viewing experience for your viewers, right? So where they're watching you play the game, and with that, they don't have to see the background. It's just your face, right? If you're a really big professional, you can actually drop out the background and put in your small sponsors or whatever that is as well. So we're really trying to push forward that customization aspect, and along with that, of course, the performance with our core processors.
I noticed you got the Predator series here from Lenovo.
Yeah, it's a beautiful machine. What I really like, though, is this Fallout 4.
That is pretty cool.
Did you take a look at it? I mean, it's to tell you the dedication. The person who made this actually took the case and left it outside to rust, right? I mean, that's not a paint job. That's actual rust. I mean, that's the level of dedication that we see within our fan base, right? It's fantastic.
Wow, that is phenomenal. It's got a lot of detail on it. I bet it took a lot of time to put that together, but it's really, really awesome.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what we would like to see, right? Is this computer enthusiasts, the professional gamers, the casual gamers, everything can be served by Intel, whether it's the i3, i5, i7, all of our core processors really bring forth everything that you want to do, whether it's creative, gaming, anything like that.
All right, so now I see my bus there. What do we do from here?
Okay, so first you can check your model, and then you can import the model to this game and replace your brain to the game player. Yeah, and you can play the game with your own the face. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Definitely. I think we can actually put you on there as well.
I'm excited about this.
Yeah. So what he just did right there was he's able to match up the different points where are the most important during the animation. So once he identifies the eyes, the nose, the mouth, then the computer on the back end actually takes those different points of information along with what was provided from the RealSense camera, the R200, and then it actually pairs those two together. So if you're actually in an animation scene, it knows what points to animate and how to animate based, of course, on their algorithms on how the face moves and everything like that.
I think what's amazing is we didn't use a green screen. We're in the middle of a convention center floor, and we just did this. It's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the things about the RealSense camera, right? It actually takes out the background, and it's a combination of those two pieces that allows it to understand exactly where your head starts and where the background starts, right?
And so some games will be able to do this. I mean, we're just using my torso, but some games will be able to do my full body.
Right, I mean, that's the idea. Right now, most people, right, your arms might be fantastic, but your face is what's really unique. Most people's arms might look very similar, and what you're really focusing on, of course, is your face being in the game. But yes, to your point, it can be the whole entire body.
Very cool. I think I look pretty sinister.
You look great, sir. You look great.
You're too kind. Thank you.
As you can see right there, he's inserting you in onto the body, he's matching it up, and now he's about to load you right into the game itself. And once again, this is Fallout 4.
This is pretty awesome. And this is available on Steam.
It is. And what's even cooler is whenever you are able to jump into the bodysuit, right, and you just see your head just bobbing around. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty amazing.
So what he's doing right now is finding a scene to insert you in, right? These are just quick load save spots throughout the game that are really showcase the use case of having your face in the game and stuff of that nature. So he'll give it a little whirl. If you want, you can hop on the keys and walk around and see yourself play.
Wow. Now imagine when you pair this with virtual. Look at that. That is pretty amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I kind of have the perfect look there too. Like I wound up giving the perfect look.
Yeah, sure.
It's pretty cool.
I definitely agree. And the cool thing is you can even see some of the shadowing as you're walking, right? Some of the pieces, if you walk up next to water as well, you can see some of the reflection pieces. It's pretty intense.
And that is exactly how I walk and run.
Your physique is fantastic, sir. You've been working out, I can tell.
Just hit the gym right before you started doing the camera thing.
Exactly.
This is unreal. And I like how you have the shadows. And imagine like this in virtual reality in the future with like a HoloLens. But this is unbelievable as it is. And I do like that, my physique kind of got a little bit better.
Right. And it's only going to get better from here, right? Right now, you're actually seeing a place where you're actually interacting and animating with someone. But there are scenes throughout the game where you're talking to someone, and you will actually show the face, and it actually moves, which is pretty fantastic.
Philip, thank you so much for everything. This is unbelievable, and people can now do this at home as well.
Definitely. Everything is available online. You can go online, like I said, and buy the RealSense camera by itself or in the tablets, and we also have developer kits online as well.
Very, very cool. Thank you for your time. Hopefully we'll see you at CES 2017 and a whole lot more. Please keep in touch. We're going to take another moment here in the Intel booth to check out some other cool tech. So we'll be right over there in 2 seconds. Stay with us.